22 jobs, one at a time. This is Backlog Buster's Final Fantasy V Single Job Challenge series. The core rule is to only use the assigned job. I'll be forced to go jobless using Freelancer until the assigned job becomes available. As soon as the job unlocks, I'll switch out of Freelancer and be locked into that job for the rest of the game, for better or for worse. I'll be doing my best to see the majority of the optional content, but it's gonna depend on the individual job for some of it. As an additional challenge, I'm going to try and beat the game at as low a level as possible, and to minimize grinding, though some grinding is likely inevitable. Other than that, there are no restrictions. All equipment, game mechanics, and strategies are available to beat the game and see the credits. Working through that lengthy list one by one, this time I'll be playing Black Mage time. Friendship ended with muscles. Brain is my new best friend. Black Mage is also a Wind Crystal job, so it's just a matter of getting the gang back together, climbing the Wind Shrine, then eating Wing Raptor like a rotisserie chicken over a garbage can. Full-on raccoon mode. The Wind Crystal status, shattered. Black Mage is a very simple job. It's Final Fantasy's iconic offensive magic caster. Exploiting elemental magic is the name of the game, but there are some status spells mixed in for fun. Spells in Final Fantasy V are mostly just bought from shops. I'm buying the first tier elemental set, Fire, Thunder, and Blizzard, right away. Physical attacks are vastly inferior on Black Mage. Ideally, I want to be slinging spells every single turn. I can still equip knives, so if the scenario calls for it, I will cut you. Being a Black Mage, it's time to take advantage of one of the most powerful abilities in Final Fantasy V, the back row. In the back row, you deal reduced physical damage and take half physical damage yourself. This is very important for Black Mages because they have terrible survivability in the front row. The physical damage cut is irrelevant. I'm just going to explode everything with spells. If you can be in the back row without the damage penalty, it's absolutely the place you want to be. But enough gabbin'. I'm in Torna Canal, and oh look, it's Carlabos. Fire bad, Thunder good, Blizzard good. Alright, Thunder spam it is, and he's donezo. Get zapped! Bye, Soldra. The ship graveyard is full of undead, and the undead fear fire. Except these ectoplasm guys are all impossible to kill. I'm running all the way to Siren. Siren starts as a caster. It's worth noting right now that Black Mage's insanely huge brain not only provides massive magic attack power, but also insane magic defense as well. So, our magic defense is high, and when she changes to her undead form, our physical defense is high because the party's in the back row. Unfortunately, she doesn't take magic damage in her first form, so I gotta wait for the undead form. At which point, I cremate her with fire. She can't even swap back. Now I'm casually cruising down to Carwin. New gear, but most importantly is the ice rod hidden in this crate. This boosts ice elemental damage, but it has a secret second usage. I'm quickly restocking my items and I'm heading up the North Mountain. Roasting cats and slugs all the way to the top. Magisa shooting Lena with a poison dart. Oh no, there's a battle. Lena's blizzard is boosted because of the ice rod. Everyone else is spamming fire. After a barrage of spells, Magisa summons her husband, then gets exploded immediately afterwards. Forts is definitely really scary, but being in the back row is halving his damage output. Okay, dirt nap, dirt nap, dirt nap, big explosion, I win. Barely winning still counts as winning, by the way. Windrake flying down a waltz. There's only a few new pieces of armor to pick up, so it's restocking on more items. I don't even need those silver specs this time. I can just ignore the blind status. I only cast spells. King Waltz, the water crystal is in danger! You have to believe me! He didn't believe me. You're probably thinking that Garula's cacophony of physicals and counters are going to be a problem. You would be correct. They are absolutely a problem. The back row does tone down his damage output, but it's not enough to survive the onslaught. No, I'm gonna embrace my glass cannon nature. 2 rounds of casting spells and Galoof's dead. The double turns are coming out now. But I have a trick up my sleeve. I'm gonna smash the ice rod that I picked up in Carwin. Breaking rods cast the equivalent of a level 3 spell, and clearly it does a lot of damage. Garula, you best be frozen. Water crystal destroyed, and oh look, Sildra came back, and she's gone. I'm meteor warping over to the next continent, and I'm roasting wolves to get to Karnak. What's this? You're selling elemental rods? Hey, those are the listed price, you have to honor it. You'll be forgiven this time only. Do not put me in jail again. This is where Black Mage gets absolutely insane. First of all, in Karnak, I can get all of the level 2 elemental spells. Next, I can buy every flavor of elemental rod. The elemental rods boost spells, but as demonstrated against Garula, can also be smashed. There's no limit to how many of these I can purchase either. Starting off, I'm equipping everyone with fire rods and just casting Fire 2 on the wild Nax nearby to charbroil them to an instant victory. I'm gonna grind here for a little while. Par for the course for these challenge runs. 1 hour later, I filled my inventory with various elemental rods and I'm level 19. I'm thinking that ice is gonna be a good choice for the fire ship. Yep, seems pretty good. Who could have predicted that black mages have insane killing power? I'm already at the bottom looking directly at Queen Karnak. I know what's coming, but she doesn't. Liquid Flame, more like Liquid Lame. One smashed Frost Rod and it's all over. And this is why Black Mage is easy mode. No, not my second favorite character, Generic Werewolf. My first favorite character is, of course, Zayza of the Dawn Warriors. Got a blast out of Karnak in 10 minutes or less. My killing power is so high that snagging both the Elf Cape and the main Gauche are worth going out of my way for. Who knows? Maybe there's a scenario where I must channel Jack the Rip. That's some deep lore right there for you. Left side, Battle 1, Elf Cape looted. Right side, Battle 1, and main Gauche looted. Oh right, the Elf Cape gives +1 magic. That's sick, bro. Not to mention the 25% physical evasion. Perfect for my black mages. I've got plenty of time. I'll snag some of the elixir chests on my way out. I'm done now. Get me out of here. Oh no, I've been ambushed by Ironclaw. I'll just smash a fire rod. Yeah, you can skip Ironclaw. Pretty cool, huh? But, uh-oh, did I do that? 3 fire crystal shards, 3 challenges for a later date. Well, 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 the ancient library is oops, all books. Fire damage it is. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Oh, I'll just cast 4 Blazaras boosted with ice rods and win. No smashing necessary. But I'm back to flame spewing, and I'm burninating my way all the way to the bottom. Byblos, you've been a huge problem my last 2 challenge runs. 1 flame rod shattered, 2 flame rods shattered. Enjoy death, idiot. I'm out of here. Heading back to Karnak with mid to sloshed Sid, and they fix up my fire ship. Get up and get out. I've got countrysides to burninate. I sure hope nobody steals my fire ship while I go shopping in Crescent Island. Every single time. Crescent's armor shop has better gear, but that's judging on a bell curve for black mages. Black Chocobo caught and crystal shards recovered. Call me Muad'Dib. Muad'Dib, I'm just a little desert mouse. Sandworm's weakness is water, just like in Dune, but Blizzard will have to do. Rod smash! The demi counters are putting me into critical health, but 3 rod smashes later and it's all over. Oh, all that spice is making me see a vision. King Tycoon spotted, airship launched, and oh no, it's Crayclaw. 1 thunder rod and it's all over. I'm gonna give you fair warning. This is going to be most of the boss fights for the foreseeable future. Breaking rods! Ronka Ruins is up, but I'm heading to Istri first. A little lap around the flowers and I'm getting the Toad spell. Having 4 flame rings would be dope, but I'm not gonna farm 200,000 gil, that's just ridiculous. 1 more detour to Lix, Bart's hometown. Oh, you can buy ethers here. That will be useful later. But right now I need to fight a big turtle back at Tycoon. Big Turtle has no real weaknesses, but smashing ice rods has massive killing power. 2 frost rods smashed, and I'm out of here. I'm flying through this game, and now I'm flying up to the Ronka Ruins. Lightning weak enemies, huh? I'll show mercy this time and use Thunder Rod boosted Thundaras instead of smashing 4 rods and being done. That's all of the side launchers zapped? Expose yourself, Soul Cannon. I've got Thunder Rods with your name on it. 4 Thunder Rods later, and it's still not dead. Bravo, Soul Cannon, you made me a little bit nervous, but a 5th and final rod and that's it. I foresee 0 issues with the Flying Ronka Ruins, all casting Fyra all the way to the bottom. Archaoavis, however, is a bit of a pickle for my glass cannons. Archaoavis has rotating magic resistance, which is all I can actually do. I could try and give him the knife, but I'm not that desperate yet. Bart's has one on just in case though. Let's try fire. Okay, it's working. Smash a rod. This one's not Blizzard. The thunder is yes, smash that rod, baby. Looks like a final swap to Blizzard. Frost rod smashed. Alright, time for phase 2. Let's try smashing a rod. Okay, flame rod is no-go. Thunder rod is no-go. Uh-oh, this is bad. Does poison work? Not landing. Oh no. I can't damage him. Bart's, it's your time to shine, buddy. Oh man, I didn't think I'd ever need to actually physical attack. Who cares about blind when all you're doing is casting spells, am I right? Eye drops would have been really nice right about now. Well, that's some good information to know. I have to melee archaoavis to kill it. Good thing I had a save from outside the Ronka ruins, except I have to kill that turtle again. Whoops. Archaoavis is going to be a big problem. My physical damage is going to suck, and I have to kill phase 2 with daggers. I won't be able to survive with just potions. That means I need to find an alternative healing source. I'm heading to Flame Island above Crescent to grind. I just need a small loan of 200,000 gil. At 870 gil per battle, 230 battles should be enough. That took a long time, but 200,000 gil acquired, along with a lot of levels. I'm sitting pretty at level 32 now. This is borderline endgame levels. Of course, I mastered Black Mage while grinding and put on the only ability I can actually use. MP plus 30% on everybody. Now I'm heading to Istri for 4 Flame Rings. Now instead of just nuking the enemy, I can nuke my team with fire to heal myself. I've got a little more shopping to do. I'm heading to Jackal to pick up 3 Mage Mashers. These are the best daggers I can currently get at this point in the game. The main gauche is staying on Bart's. I seriously considered skipping it in Karnak. Lesson learned. If you can use a dagger, grab the gauche. A fun side effect of Flame Rings on everybody is that I'm invincible against the flamethrowers too. How convenient this is for me. It's time for the rematch against the Soul Cannon. Of course, I'm just gonna smash more Thunder Rods. But now that I've learned I can hold the same rod type and smash one from my banked rods, my damage has skyrocketed. The trip through Ronka Ruins was easy the first time, and it's even easier the second time. I can spam Fire on myself and enemies. I'm back at Archaeoavis for the rematch. Gotta dial in the elemental set. Okay, Fire Rods it is. Another one. No, it's Frost. Another one. Phase 2. Oh god, did I seriously forget to buy eye drops? Seriously? What is wrong with me? Oh, looking good, Bart's at 70 damage a hit. Oh, Blaze. Thanks for the heal, Broheim. Lightning hurts. Time to finally cast Fire on myself. Archaeoavis has 2500 HP to cut through. This will take a while. Thankfully, it's actually pretty safe. It would have been better if I had some eye drops, but somebody was a big dumb idiot and forgot to buy some. I got MP to burn. Archaeoavis is spamming Maelstrom, but spamming Fire is keeping me alive for the occasional dagger cut. Finally, Ferris gets the last slice in. It's over. I can actually continue the game now. I do think grinding Flame Rings was absolutely necessary for Black Mage only. Thankfully, they will continue to be useful for the rest of the challenge. I now have access to White Mage equivalent healing. Granted, it's a little different. I'm blowing my guys up, but still. Future Party Princess Kryl shows up. Then Xdeath smashes the Earth Crystal. Man, I was trying to stop that. Galoof gets gone, but Bartz gets sad and wants to go visit him. Mid and Sid, my fellow Brainlords, must know how. The next boss is the Bomb Squad, who I need to kill all at the same time, otherwise they resurrect each other. Sounds like a job for Rod Smashing to me. Despite what you might think, no, the bombs do not absorb fire. Titan time! 1 Flame Rod smashed, and can we survive the Earthshaker? Yes, we can. Finally, the Chimera Brain. I think Chimera Brain's weak to ice. I was wrong. Fire Rods. Always smash Fire Rods. Wes, get your head in the game. Jumping straight into a prison, Galoof versus a Dragoon, both a literal and metaphorical roasting occurs. Since I left Bartz's world, I can't restock on elemental rods. I'm using level 2 spells to preserve my stockpile for when I really need them. Which is for bosses, just like Gilgamesh. Shake and bake, baby. Level 2 spells are starting to show their age. This is actually a small lull in Black Mage's power. But in Ruger I can get Drain, Break, and Bio. I'm also going to pick up some new armor. For once, I don't really need high potions since I can just blow myself up with my Flame Rings. Hey, that Moogle fell into that hole. Yeah, sure, Lena, we can follow it. I know that you love animals. Bio seems pretty strong, except I can't use it on Zombor or Tyrannosaur. 1 Flame Rod broken over my knee, and it's all over. Moogle Man giving me another elf cape and the dancing dagger. Normally I'd be excited, but Flame Rings are staying on forever. The utility is simply too good. Back in Ball, back out of Ball, back body check in Kelgar of the Dawn Warriors. Thanks for teaching me that one, Dorgan. In Kelb, Poison Rods are worth picking up because they're bio boosters. They'll bridge the gap until more. For right now though, it's time for Drakenvale, which is full of undead. So I'm gonna cremate all of them. Fyra is still strong, but it's starting to show its age. Bone Mail is a big no-mail this time around. Black Mage is one of the few jobs that can't actually equip it. Kind of a shame because we have alternative healing this time around, and the Bone Meal's weakness to fire doesn't matter when we have Flame Rings equipped. Oh well, time for the Dragon Pod. Do I need a strategy, or will I just smash rods? Oh look, I smashed 5 flame rods and it's over. The long trek back to Ball, and I've got the Windrake. Well, looks like Sage Guido's gone forever. But oh boy, it's my favorite character, Zayza of the Dawn Warriors. Heck yeah, I'll go for the Snooze Cruise. Gilgamesh must be dreaming if he thinks he can beat me. I will simply smash rods and win. Dragoon, more like Dradad? Enkidu didn't even show up for the fight. Under the sea. Take it from me. Avoid homemade submarines. The Barrier Tower. This time I am in a fairly unique position. Reflect Knights have innate Reflect. This presents a serious problem. I'll have to resort to cutting them with knives if I want my Reflect Rings. But do I even need them? Honestly, I don't think so. My Flame Rings were a worthwhile investment. I'm headed all the way to the top, and I'm running away from any kind of Reflect Knight. I can snatch up the Gold Hairpin this time. The Gold Hairpin reduces MP costs by half, so it's one of the best headgear available for a while. The 2 yellow dragons guarding it are a minor inconvenience. Get exploded. At the top of the tower, it's time for Atmos once again. Atmos is susceptible to sleep. It takes a few tries to land, but once it does land, I've won. Atmos is also weak to Bio, and since I have Bio-boosting Poison Rods, that's the plan. I cry every time I watch Zayza get blowed up, but he left me his homemade submarine in as well. Sage Guido's Cave, I hate this rock puzzle so much. You'd think I'd have it memorized by now, but you'd be dead wrong. Guardian Branch obtained and I'm heading straight to more. Finally, Tier 3 magic. Fireaga, Thundaga, and Blizzaga are mine. Our days of smashing rods are over. I can cast disgustingly overpowered spells myself now. The Armor and More also has magic power boosts, so you know I'm buying them. I'm putting on my robe and wizard hat. I'm spamming fire through the Great Forest of More, and I swear that wasn't me. Crystal Boss time. Their plethora of physical attacks are largely negated by virtue of being in the back row. First off, I need to suss out which one is the Fire Crystal. I can put it into critical health and have it spam Fireaga to heal my whole party. Well. It looks like the bottom 3 crystals are susceptible to fire damage. Honestly, I thought they were going to be immune for some reason. Time to destroy all of them with Fire 3 boosted by Fire Rods. That's the bottom 3 crystals clear. The only one left is the Fire Crystal, so I need to adjust my strategy. I may have to cut a crystal. But fortunately for me, Drain works. Auto Battle, Cursor Memory Drain. Let's go. That took a very long time, and an elixir to get some MP back, but now the crystal's at half health. It's spamming fire magic. I absorb fire with my flame rings. I simply can't lose. Local Grandpa is too angry to die, but then he dies, and Kryl inherits all of his stats. It was in the will. Galoof's world is pretty lame, so let's get out of here. A quick in and out, and by the power of Calgar, it's time for Xdeath's castle. I'm nuking everything to death with Fire 3 all the way to the top, except when a red dragon shows up. Then I gotta swap to Thunder. Black Mage only is definitely easy mode. This would have been a lot harder if I didn't have Flame Rings though. Too bad I basically had to get them to get past archaoavis. I could technically skip Garugamesh here, but I won't. I will use Fire 3, then I will use Fire 3, then I will finish you off with Fire 3. I destroyed him so hard I actually ran out of MP while he was monologuing. Now it's time for me to get revenge for Galoof on Xdeath. You may be aware of my strategy. I am going to cast Fire 3. Well, reverse polarity is actually really scary, but I think I can just beat him down regardless. Ferris is going to take a little bit of a nap. I chose to heal one time, but Xdeath got to see my Flame Hyenard impression.
Burn to the ground! Burn to the ground!
Worlds collide, quick Tycoon tour, and the beautiful Princess Salsa peeped in a big boob arts moment. I'm out of here. Oh, hey, Boko. Oh, he's practicing his Borat impression.
This is my wife!
The Antlion gets absolutely obliterated with Fire 3. That's what you get for never attacking people. Who would win? A tree turned evil warlock, or one regular turtle? The legendary weapons, huh? Sounds like something I won't be needing. I'm headed straight to the Pyramid of More and destroying the gargoyles with all cast Fire 3. Not gonna lie, I feel great relief not having to count damage to kill them this time around. There is actually gear I can use in the pyramid, black and white robes specifically. The chests may be trapped with monsters, but really, they're trapped in here with me. The pyramid has been nuked. I'm at the top, grabbing the slab and freeing Bahamut. Hey, my airship. Hey, the Windrake. Hey, it's Lena. Hey, it's Melusine. Melusine has a rotating magic barrier which makes her really obnoxious for pure Black Mage. At least she would be if she didn't always start weak to fire. A small oversight, but a nuance I will exploit to kill Melusine before she can ever consider a barrier change. Rest in pieces, sexy lady. Welcome back, Lena. With my airship back, it's the standard trip to Phantom Village. Hermes sandals are godly, but honestly, flame rings offer so much utility, I'm gonna skip them. I'm just grabbing the thief knife, which I probably won't need, and freeing the black chocobo for now. Then I'm headed straight to the sealed castle to unleash the power of the slab. My first pick is the Magus Rod. This is exactly the same as the elemental rods I've had since Karnak, it just boosts all 3 elements instead of a single one. Next is the Assassin's Dagger, the only other weapon I can use as a Black Mage. Flame Lash, get in here, exclusively because it can cast Fire 3, so it's a kindred spirit. The next tablet calls at the Island Shrine. Gargoyles getting exploded with Fire Aga. I'm in. This is basically like playing Berserkers at this point. Cursor Memory on Fire Aga, auto battle on. I'm basically AFKing through these battles. Is there anything worth getting in the shrine? Not by my count. It's straight to the bottom to snag the slab and fight the Wendigo. The Wendigo's little shell game, the only winning move is not to play. I'll just all-cast Fire Aga. Wendigo counters target all spells with Frost, which does 0 damage because I have Flame Rings. Finally, one of the Wendigos dies, which means they all die. A completely brainless encounter. My next stop is the Fork Tower. I always get so tilted at the towers, but this time the problem is flipped. The left magic tower should be absolutely no problem. The right melee tower has become an issue. 1 pair left, 1 pair right. Well, let's see what happens if I cast any spells. Casting fire on my party does absolutely nothing. What about enemies? Well, I guess nothing happens because I'm just blowing up the enemies as they come out. Should I really just try and blast Minotaur with magic and see what happens? Oh, I guess I just can't use it now. That's cheating, game, come on. Quick, use that massive brain to think of something. Oh, come on, I can still smash rods? Never, ever punished. Black Mage really is just living life on easy mode. I got toasted by Minotaur, but that was just an experiment anyways. Elf Cape's on, Fire Rods re-equipped, Rod Smashing in progress. If push comes to shove, I can just throw an elixir or 2. Smashing rods? Oh no, not the power of Holy from a no MP brainlet, what am I gonna do? Time for Omniscient, and look at that, I can just destroy him using my regular strategy. No reflect rings, no problem. Omniscient gets his body exploded. Kryl ate a final flare and died, but it's a small sacrifice for the greater good. I now have the greatest magic flare. Unfortunately, it's just not that good. It just uses way too much MP, and generally, Elemental Rod boosted tier 3 magic is equal to or more powerful than flare. Not to mention, I'm still using my flame rings, so I can just blow up my own team too. Fire rods just make sense. Except when I forget to change my gear and they're still wearing elf capes. Whoops, my bad, guys. I'm headed off to the Phoenix Tower now because it's another chance for wall rings. Parthenopes drop them at a fairly high drop rate. This feels better than Reflect Knights and I can actually farm them with spells. And just like that, there's 4 Reflect Rings. Since I'm here, I'm checking the Phoenix Tower off the list. Done and done. May as well sand walk across the desert to the North Mountain and use those Reflect Rings to embarrass Bahamut. I accept your challenge, Dragon King. I will use Fire 3. I survived Poison Breath and he just died. I didn't even see a Mega Flare. Grinding Reflect Rings was totally worth it, I guess. Back at Phantom Village for supplies once again, I got myself Death and Osmos from the secret shop and bought some new Lamia tiaras. These grant Confuse immunity and extra magic power. 4 times Coral Rings bought as well for exactly 2 fights. My magic can destroy everything, but the magic lamp is still useful to snatch up. Black Mage's magic power is high enough that the summons might actually deal some damage for once. I did the top of History Falls, may as well do the bottom of History Falls. Gargoyles once again getting exploded by the Shadow Wizard Money Gang. I'm in. I'm just auto-casting fire on everything and destroying them with no resistance. At the bottom, Slab snatched, Coral Rings on, and it's time for Leviathan. Oh no, he's immune to fire. Oh right, I have other spells too. Thunder makes sense, I guess. Wow, 5,000 damage without a Thunder Rod equipped. Coral Rings, as usual, were the right choice against Leviathan. When Leviathan's spamming tidal waves, it's really scary, but I heal off of them and Leviathan is shocked to death. In and out of history in 14 minutes. Black Mage power really is maximum. Time for the final set of gargoyles at the Undersea Trench. They're just nuked to death. The enemies in the Undersea Trench are also weak to fire. I wonder how easily this will go since all I do is all cast fire. Oh, what a surprise! I completely exploded everything. In the dwarf village, I can buy black robes and circlets for everyone. Yes, please, I'd like even more killing power. Oh no, the lava floor has put me at 1 HP. Let me just explode myself to get back to full health, completely negating the need for potions. The slab, and then the boss. 3 gross babies outside of a trench coat. Uh-oh, the top one absorbs fire? Surely there's an element that works. Okay, ice isn't it? Well, thunder works. Time for spamming thunder. Just kidding. I'm taking the path of least resistance and using the lamp because I offset all of their HP. Get sliced in half, idiots. On the way out, I'm hitting up the waterfall to refill the lamp. One more dungeon down. I must see the content. I need to get the last job. It's down the sunken walls tower, easy enemies burninated, and there's the last shard. Copy go-go. I stay still, I get mime job, I leave. Speaking of useless content, it's time to head through the Jackal Cave to get to Castle Ball's basement. Odin gets obliterated with 22 seconds left on the clock. Slower than Knights, likely because of no Hermes sandals. I'm broke and I need an item restock before tackling the rift. I'm going to the sealed temple and I'm snatching up every legendary weapon. Then I'm hawking them to the nearest vendor, all so I can get some basic consumables. That guy got a deal of a lifetime. Into the rift, all of these enemies crumble at the might of my Fire Rod boosted Fire 3s. It's not even fair. There's absolutely no treasure I can be enticed with. It's straight through the desert, factory, and forest. Hello, Califisteri. She started the battle with Old, which is reflected onto herself and lands. Good. Califisteri should cast Reflect on herself at some point, which is a huge problem. But I came prepared for this with my own Reflect rings. I'll just bounce my spells off of myself and trash her easily. She kinda just sat there and took it. Alright, guy. God, not these pigs again. But with Fire 3, I'm having myself a little bit of a luau. Now for a panda, a book. Would you like to guess what he's weak to and what my strategy will be? 8,000 damage Firagas and it's over in 3 castings. Moving on. The castle as usual is actually pretty scary. My lethality is supreme, but the enemies here can kill me easily too. Am I afraid of Azul Magia? Not really. I'll use Firaga. Learned Firaga? That's not blue magic. Lena got rouletted, and then Azul Magia uses Big Guard, but he's just dead immediately after. Good use of your turns there, buddy. Saved and recovered moments before catastrophe. The goal is just to kill him before Earthshaker kills me. Oh, that Black Mage intelligence and gear giving me mad magic defenses though. I can just heal myself through this, then explode catastrophe without issue. Wow. Catastrophe can be a huge problem, seriously. But not this time. No means no, gross lady, please. Halicarnassus starts off by toading my party. I will simply countercast Toad. Oh, Toad can miss? Well, okay then. Now that everyone's untoaded, they can resume the Firaga spam. Halicarnassus is dead before she does anything even remotely scary. Realistically, I should have pre-toaded my team, so then Ribbit would have reverted them. Live and learn. Next time, maybe. And speaking of time, it's time for Twintania. Well then, if he's countering my magic spells with Mega Flare, I guess next time I'm getting equipped with Reflect Rings. If he's gonna keep spamming Mega Flare, he's just gonna destroy himself. Whoa, you can reflect Mind Blast? I didn't know you could reflect blue magic. And it actually lands on Twintania? Dude, imagine Mind Blasting yourself. The only thing that Twintania can kill me with is Wind Slash and basic physicals. New strategy found and abused. Never gonna complain about an easy, cheesy victory. Into the bottom of the rift at level 42. The time for fighting anything is over. Nothing gives EXP down here, so it's just running from everything. It's definitely not worth even trying to fight Crystal Dragons if they're absorbing every element. Gilgamesh is easily blowed up with Firaga. Moving on to what's proven to be difficult in the past, the Necrophobe. The barriers have innate reflect, so I can't hit them directly. My only choice is to use Reflect Rings and bounce spells off of myself. I can bounce Death and Break for instant kills though. Death has really low accuracy, but it seems like Break is way more reliable. Lena did take an early dirt nap, but I managed to petrify the last of the barriers. Go ahead and use Flash, what do I care? God bless the back row for real. Half damage actually means I can survive the onslaught of physicals. This is honestly easier than Monk was. Maybe I really should have moved my Monks to the back row just to survive. Oh baby, 8,000 damage Fire Agas. But I can't heal fast enough and I got wasted. But I've got a Brain Blast. What if I only had one person with the Reflect Ring and the rest of them had Flame Rings? Cryo will be my Reflect Patsy. I can just spam Fire Aga on my team to heal them and chip down the barriers. But Break worked last time, so I'll try that again. I can keep Cryo up using items, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Barrier status, broken with Break. Now that I'm in phase 2 with this gear setup, I think I'm in the clear. I can just all cast Fire Aga on myself to fully heal my party and reflect some damage onto Necrophobe too. Congratulations, Wes! You used an iota of your brain. As soon as Gilgamesh shows up, I've won versus Black Mage's public enemy number 1. Flame Rings and Flame Rods back on everyone. It's time for the big man himself, Xdeath, in tree form first. Instant white hole, dude, that's my favorite. I'm really missing Hermes Sandals when I have to waste 2 turns every time white hole shows up. Fire Aga on Xdeath, Fire Aga on myself to heal. A simple plan. I think my magic defense is strong enough to survive Holy. Oh boy, no it isn't. That's not looking promising for Almagust. Neither is getting meteored to death over and over again. That's a serious problem, but I still think I can win. Opening double white hole? Beautiful, just beautiful. Oh no, I forgot to regear Kryl and she's still got the Reflect Ring on. Please just stop spamming white hole. What is going on? Please. But maybe this strategy is actually not that bad. Keep Kryl alive with elixirs when I need to and just heal all my team while chipping down Xdeath with Fire 3? Look at that, it worked. I'm into phase 2. Starting off as usual, ripping through the lamp. Mega Flare and Tsunami right into Xantet Sunken. Good night, sexy lady. It's time to try and kill this as fast as possible now. Oof, that damage is not nearly as much as I thought it would be. 1800 all cast is better than 700 damage kicks though. Yep, just like I thought, I barely survived Almagust, but the beautiful thing is, if I can barely survive, I can just fully heal my party by igniting them with Fire 3. Kryle's dead and I think she's staying there for now. Another Almagust that I barely survive. I really need to focus down that Almagust part, it's by far the most lethal. The back row helps me weather physicals and vacuum waves, so I'm not overly concerned about the big cross dude in the front. Almagust directly into Grand Cross, and they both whiffed on Bart's. Absolute hero. Perk up those princesses, bro. The Almagust spam is unreal. I can barely keep everyone up. I'm still sneaking in a Fire 3 every so often, though. We're both wearing each other down. Who will be the first to break? Finally, everyone survived an Almagust, and I'm instantly fire blasting them to full health. Oh god, slow berserk in death? That was a terrible Grand Cross. Kryl, get back in here, I need ya. I'm gonna blow up Ferris with Flare. I need to bring her back unberserked. I'm finally down to 2 parts. The front part has more HP, so I need to distribute my damage favoring the front part just a little bit. There's absolutely no way I survive Meteor, so I need to kill them both at the exact same time. Grand Cross. Frog and Double Confuse is pretty bad. The Flame Rings are definitely good when I'm getting hit with my own Blizzagas though. I'm hit with another Grand Cross before I can recover. Victory is on the cusp. I can taste it. I'm gonna rely on Xdeath to wake up Lena. Oh, thanks buddy. One more Grand Cross. Yet again berserked. Whatever, Ferris, just stay berserked. I have to be getting close. There's no way he's got much juice left in him. Kryl got silenced. Frog evidently does not override Berserk. That's good to know in the future. Well, silenced Kryl, resort to our ancient strategy. Smash those rods, baby. Hang on, does smashing a rod actually do more damage? Should I just have been smashing rods this whole time? The back part dies, and one final cast blows up T-posing Hornman right before he starts spamming Meteor. I've won. That's Final Fantasy V completed using exclusively Black Mages. Final Fantasy V using exclusively Black Mages was completed at level 42 in a speedy 14 hours, 19 minutes, and 25 seconds. Most of that time was spent just grinding that 200,000 gil for Flame Rings because I couldn't beat Archaeoavis. The saddest reality for a lot of these single job challenges is that grinding is an inevitability. No matter how strong your job is, you will encounter some kind of wall. Sometimes an attack like Catastrophe's Earthshaker or Neo Xdeath's Almagust, you just won't be able to survive it. Or you'll come across an enemy that you simply can't kill. There will always be something that requires you to grind. Unrestricted, you can change around your job setup, but I don't have that luxury in these single job challenges. Archaeoavis is by far and wide the biggest problem for this challenge. The second form taking 0 damage from all of my fabulous magical powers means I have to resort to melee. Black Mage's melee is absolutely terrible, and without access to any healing other than potions, I had to find an alternative strategy, which was of course getting flame rings and blowing myself up with fire spells. I'm gonna drop this little PSA for you right now. If you're playing the Pixel Remaster, just turn Gil Boost to 4 times at the start of the game and leave it on forever. I played this challenge before that got patched in, so I was forced to grind at 1 times rates. I don't have any issue with grinding at 1 times rates, but it would have been nice to see if I could have gone through the game at a lower level. With 4 times Gil, I could have got the cash without blowing myself up to endgame levels. Grinding to level 30 in World 1 is, well, excessive, and definitely trivialized the rest of the game, especially because Black Mage is just overpowered in general. That being said, I think it'd be difficult to go much lower than level 42, considering Elmagust would just blow you away. To be transparent for this and future challenges, smashing rods is a strategy that will be used for most mage jobs. It's just by far and wide the easiest way to clear a lot of the early game content. I will make an effort to showcase each mage job's unique aspects, but when push comes to shove, any job that can equip rods gets a free pass. Smashing a 750 gil rod beats bashing your head against Biblos for an hour, trust me. With smashing rods and flame rings on the table, Black Mage was definitely easy mode. A few bosses like Archaeoavis and Necrophobe required some outside-the-box thinking, but other than that, well, you saw the video. Firaga spam always wins, baby.
That was easy.
That fight with Neo Xdeath was still pretty intense, but Black Mage is currently both the fastest and lowest level job to win the challenge. But what about the humble Blue Mage? Will enemy skills reign supreme? Find out next time on Backlog Buster Challenger, and thanks for watching.